We're supposed to. It was a gift. We're supposed to do something. But
You're supposed to wrap it.
which direction? Do I wrap it sideways?
No.
Wrap it down.
No.
It's the midweek wrap up, where we talk about all the stuff that what. I don't give a fuck. You weren't introing. I was introing. Yeah, it's the midweek wrap up where we start with Tuesday and we end with Thursday. Where usually all the better shit happens because NXT is part of it. But we don't start with NXT. We start with main event, where we had we opened up with Cesaro versus Swagger. And
we opened up with Cesaro telling a joke.
Yeah, Cesaro's a joke. What's the difference between the real Americans and a battery? Battery has a positive side. I love that this is like Cesaro's new thing, that he's just like telling jokes leading into his matches.
Especially because he comes out for the match so serious with the robe and the towel over his head.
He's just, he's just stone-faced when he comes out for the match, but he's like joking on his back there.
Yeah.
But yeah, Cesaro would beat Swagger. A great heel finish. While the ref wasn't looking, at the thumb to the eye.
And really loud thumb to the eye, by the way.
Yeah, he was
like...
Yeah, like poke Jack Swagger's eye out.
Yeah.
And then hit him with a big European uppercut. This is a really good match, though.
They've done it enough times that they should be putting on decent matches.
Right. And I love that, like, we were talking about earlier that heels don't cheat enough.
Right.
Cesaro does a great job at staying heel.
Yeah.
Even though he's obviously very over with the fans.
Well, that's exactly why he stopped using the big swing.
Yeah, and he always teases it, but he never does it anymore. Cesaro is like the throwback.
Could you imagine the pop he's gonna get the next time he does the big swing?
Oh yeah.
Oh, people are gonna lose their fucking mind. That's when he turns face.
Yep.
But up next we had
big swings Brock Lesnar.
Yes, please. I will sign a petition for that to happen.
Please wrestle circles around Brock Lesnar.
Please wrestle Brock Lesnar into circles. That's what the big swing legitimately is.
There you go. So we go to the back. We have Natty talking to Kane, trying to get a match for Tyson on main event.
Tyson's a whiny little bitch who's arguing.
Yeah, Tyson's like, someone told me you were in here. I don't need you to fight my battles. I don't need you to get me matches. I can do this myself. Kane gets pissed off, yells at them both. He goes, okay, Tyson, you know what? Guess what? You get a match, and it's up next, but you're not going to know who your opponent is. And tells him to leave, and just goes, oh, reality TV stars, which is how I feel every time I see a commercial for a reality TV show.
Tyson was just mad because he's an NXT wrestler. Well, he's on WWE's A show right now.
Well,
getting moved to Superstars is getting knocked down a notch.
Yeah.
Well, this is main event.
Whatever.
Super main event.
Well, we find out that Tyson Kidd will be going against
Super main stars event.
We find out that Tyson Kidd will be going against Kofi Kingston. And this was
Thunder stolen.
Really great match.
That's from the metal band.
Thunder Stolen?
Yeah.
You're just gonna have all kinds of bands.
Oh yeah. I love making that joke. Make that joke all the time.
So we find out that Tyson Kidd's going against Kofi Kingston.
I thought he's gonna cut that out. What's his dick?
Well, now I'm not, because you just fucked it up more. Yeah, this was a great match. These two we've seen them face off a few times before.
I call Kofi Kingston the workhorse of every show, but not Raw.
I know, right?
He shows up all the time unless it's Raw.
Yeah.
Then he might show up like once a month.
But he was in the back with Xavier Woods and Biggie Langston, just to
smart athletic friends.
Yeah,
just standing here.
Smart athletic friends, just standing here. This was another great heel work by Tyson. Really using the fact that Natty was out there, trying to get Natty to help him.
Yeah.
In the match. Or wait, no, was that NXT? No, that was me.
No, that was me. Because Natty was out with him.
Yeah.
She wasn't out there for
NXT.
Yeah.
He was trying to get her to like, he had Kofi tied up in the tree of woe in the corner. It's like, all right, and even the commentator's like, really? Like he's trying to make her cheat for him, which was great. He ended up winning. And
The
then just
storyline's
like
going to end with her cheating on him.
with Adam Rose, which already happened because she's already had his lollipop in her mouth.
That Canadian one.
That hussy, that Canadian hussy. But yeah,
Man.
like Tyson even just like ignores her at the end, and she's just kind of left like, well, damn, you know, I did this for him, and he doesn't really give a shit. So
Duh.
yeah, I'm kind of hoping that, you know, after what happened on NXT, which we'll get to in a little bit, this means that Tyson will be moved back up to the main roster, and we can
Be doing important stuff.
get stuff going on over there. Up next, we had Brie Bella in another handicap match against Summer and Layla.
Much better.
Way better match, great spots.
Except for when Summer came in.
But she didn't do too bad.
No, but
She was
Layla
better.
carried the match.
Summer was better than Eva and Cameron
Yes.
combined.
Maybe.
Yeah, great showing for all the ladies. Brie Bella gets another win while Nikki's watching in the back. Very cleavy dresses,
Super cleavy dresses this week.
like almost full, like
Full boob
yeah,
exposure.
she's so close.
One day.
But yeah, she gets upset again because now Brie's pretty much showing her up again, just saying, you know, what was your issue? Like,
And we get the yes chance again.
yeah.
My issue was that I was wrestling 4-on-1 handicap matches.
Well, she can't get 4 of the divas to admit to like her at the same time. So,
Then we get the quick update that WWE is apologizing for what happened with the Russian flag the night before on Monday Night
that
Raw.
it was just improperly hung French flag.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you, Kayfabe News.
Where you can get all your reliable news sources from what's going on behind the scenes in WWE.
That's...
Yeah.
Okay, we don't actually watch wrestling. We just read kayfabe news and then talk about it.
Yeah, exactly.
Basically.
But somehow we get everything right.
Well, it's because we're reading
kayfabe, bro.
the best news source.
For all your wrestling needs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then we get a funny promo from Bo Dallas. We're getting the rematch between him and Mark Henry, but Bo Dallas says, you know, last night I saw a very angry Mark Henry, and he needs a way to channel his anger. Mark Henry needs a hobby, and he like listed off all these things.
It's obvious you like to eat.
Yes. Like,
Rude.
Wait, you just called Mark Henry fat?
So maybe you should take a cooking course.
Yeah.
Maybe you should try scrapbooking.
It just gives him like all, you know.
I bet.
But you should try the hobby that I like the most. All you have to do is believe.
But here's the thing. Mark Henry's hobby is already scrapbooking. That's how he catalogs the Hall of Pain.
He just takes pieces of the person and sticks them in a book.
Yeah.
Just like arms and fucking feet sticking out.
Yeah.
It's just right in the middle of the
I like how he
book.
also self-admitted that he was very, very sore after Monday.
Yeah, no, well, yeah, you got your body slammed by a fucking rolling crate. I wouldn't feel very good after that.
Henry beat the crap out of him basically for like 2 minutes straight.
we get another disqualification win for Bo Dallas.
Another one. When was the first one?
Well, I mean, another disqualification win in general. We get disqualification wins all the time.
Yeah, we do.
But yeah, this time it would be for Bo Dallas because Mark Henry would not abide by the 5 count and would just keep destroying Bo Dallas.
Which is funny because I wasn't paying attention to the ref counting.
Yeah, no, I didn't. Like, all of a sudden the bell was ringing. I was like, wait, what the fuck just happened? And then I realized that he'd been in the corner for as long as he had. He'd end up getting 2 World's Strongest Slams, and Bo Dallas is pretty much dead at this point.
If he ever shows up again, he'll be a zombie.
Yeah, this is more in the vein of how I wanted the Raw match to go.
Yeah, I feel like that's what should have happened. And then they shouldn't have had a match on main event. They should have waited till like next
week,
next Raw or next SmackDown.
Yeah.
To do the whole, Bo Dallas gets that win on Mark Henry.
Right.
Just to piss Mark Henry off a little bit more.
I think they're starting to use the B shows a little more to advance the mid-card, lower-card storylines faster.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot more exposure for those. But that's it for main event. Did you want to talk about Superstars real quick?
Superstars! Yeah, sure. We had the opening contest, which I think should have been the closing contest.
Okay.
We had Kofi Kingston against Sin Cara. Good high-flying match. These guys had really good chemistry. They gave Sin Cara his trampoline entrance back.
Very nice. Which she's been doing on NXT along with Kalisto.
Yeah.
Oh, they're thinking now we have someone in the mask who can do that.
Thank you, Hunico.
Without hurting themselves. So...
Yeah, pretty much. Basically, they talked a lot about how 3 weeks, or 4 weeks, 4, 3, and 2 weeks prior, Sin Cara had a run of matches against Justin Gabriel. And last week, Kofi Kingston had a match against Justin Gabriel all over high-flying rights, who's the best high-flyer in the business, or in WWE. So basically, this was like the tournament ender, sort of between their egos. Sin Cara
Mid-card tournament.
and Kofi Kingston wrestling over who was the better at beating Justin Gabriel on Superstars. And, yeah, it was a really good match. They had great chemistry, a lot of back and forths. I think Sin Cara eventually ended up being the one to slow the match down with the rest holds.
doesn't surprise me.
Kofi ended up winning very much in the same way he beat Justin Gabriel. Sin Cara went for his trademark springboard off the center rope into the crossbody.
Yeah.
And Kofi did the Trouble in Paradise kick out of midair to get the 1, 2, 3.
Very nice.
Yeah. And then the secondary match, after 10 minutes of reviewing stuff, or more than that even, probably.
That's what most of Superstars is.
Yeah. That's why I don't watch it.
It's 15 minutes of wrestling and then 45 minutes of
Recap. We had Stardust by himself versus...
No Goldust?
No, versus Jimmy Uso with Jey Uso.
What was Goldust doing?
According to Stardust, he was doing experiments. That was according to Stardust, according to Renee, who was on commentary.
Knowing Goldust's sordid history, I don't know that I want to know what experiments he was doing.
Let's move on. How was the match?
The match was good. The match showed the progression of the chemistry between the Usos and the Dust Brothers. Like,
Dust cousins. They're not brothers.
whatever, the Dusterhood. And,
Cosmic cousins.
you know, it was a good highlight of the way that their chemistry, how we talked about their first match against each other wasn't that great.
Right. Yeah.
This match was really good.
Very nice.
It was really solid. But I think it was just a one notch below the Sin Cara Kofi Kingston match that opened the show.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, on to the part that everyone waits for all week long until Thursday.
Well, I want to do one quick TNA note, just because I think this is awesome. We got the news a couple weeks ago that Davey Richards of the Wolves had broken his leg.
And we've been curious for a long time of when he did it. Like,
Yeah,
what part of the tapings did it happen?
Yeah, and with the tag team series going on, you're like, okay, you know, what's going to happen here? Apparently, he actually broke it while he was in the ladder match, which him and Eddie won. But then, the following recorded week, which was actually this week's episode, they chose for the finals a Full Metal Mayhem.
Yes.
Which Richards actually did the Full Metal Mayhem match with a broken tibia and torn ligaments in his leg. So,
That's intense.
Yeah.
But that's a Ring of Honor guy for you.
Yeah, that is a testament to how tough this dude is.
Would Jeff Hardy do that? Probably not.
Well, maybe.
I don't know.
Is Jeff
Probably
Hardy?
not.
Well, Jeff Hardy's never had an injury in his wrestling.
This is true. Yeah, Jeff Hardy has never had a serious injury.
Probably not.
So.
It's because he's on so many drugs, his body stays relaxed the whole time.
Maybe.
He's not on drugs anymore.
That we know of.
Well, according to Chris Jericho, he's not.
Yeah.
That we know of.
Well, it's Chris Jericho. It's a
I.
reliable
He
source.
invented that.
Yeah.
He invented lying.
Well, he also invented.
Drugs.
He invented the drugs. He invented Jeff Hardy, and he invented rehab.
Yeah.
So.
He's got a monopoly on life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He invented life.
He invented Monopoly too. He invented all of the board games. Life, Monopoly, Clue. the WWE DVD board game.
Which all three of us own, but no one has the instructions to.
Yep. I would have more notes on TNA, but
It sucks.
I'm fucking confused. I don't know what has been recorded, what hasn't been recorded, what's happening at Bound for Glory, what's not happening at Bound for Glory. Bound for Glory is in fucking Japan, and they're not even. They're not.
Is it really?
Yeah, it's in Japan, and what's even worse is TNA isn't even allowed to book the card. The people that are like that they're in. I can't remember what promotion it is. They're in league with another promotion in Japan, and that promotion is running the Bound for Glory card.
So we might actually get a good show at Bound for Glory.
Well, I don't know, because at first they said they were leaving the knockouts off of it. Bobby Roode, Austin Aries, and someone else weren't going to be on the card because they're putting a bunch of
no TNA guys.
they're just putting a bunch of new
from
Japanese
Japan.
guys on there. I don't know what the fuck's happening. Now all of a sudden there's supposed to be Gail Kim versus Havoc for the Knockouts Championship, but now there's a report coming out today that Gail Kim separated her shoulder in their match last week. So I don't know what the fuck is happening. TNA, you're losing. You're making me lose my. I can't even talk right. You're making me lose my fucking mind. Just get your shit in
You're
order.
fucking to make us lose mine. Fuck.
Let's move on to NXT.
NXT's good.
NXT was awesome this week.
That's all we have to really say about it.
Yeah, it was.
NXT is everything that TNA isn't.
Yeah, exactly. And it was title week this week on NXT. We opened up with a rematch for the NXT Women's Championship between Charlotte and Bayley. Another awesome match.
Yeah.
Didn't get nearly as much time as they got last time, obviously, because this was only a 1 hour show. But
Should have gotten the first half of the show by itself.
I know, right? But yeah, still great work. Charlotte was pulling out some new stuff. The bridge while in the figure four.
Gnarly looking.
That's
Gnarly looking.
The figure four already sucks. Can you
Yeah.
imagine if the person was in a bridge, adding more pressure to that?
I'm gonna make a personal note here. I'm becoming more and more physically attracted to Bayley.
Yeah,
I am. I really am.
I'd have to agree.
Thank you for agreeing that I'm becoming more physically attracted to Bayley.
Yeah, that's...
I don't know.
Since you read my mind now.
Like, I'm aware.
He's verifying.
Dude, that's gross. Stop.
See,
Stop.
I am very aware of how attractive Bayley is, but
I am too, but
she's just way too much like a human puppy dog for me to really... Like, that's how I describe her, so I can't...
in my head, I'm seeing a weird picture that I wish I could just put up right now.
I just saw that show that Daniel Radcliffe is on. Or not
Elijah Wood.
Yeah, Elijah Wood. Wilfred or something like that.
Yeah.
That's what I saw. I saw.
Guy in the dog suit?
Yeah, the guy in the dog suit.
Except it's Bayley.
Is he a rosebud?
Probably. Except it's
Bailey
Bayley in
human
a...
puppy dog.
Except it's Bayley in a rose suit.
In a rose suit, acting like a dog.
Yeah.
Having a little alligator midget on a leash.
Right. Let's move on, because...
This has been the most confusing segment we've
Yes,
ever done.
It's because TNA fucked with our minds.
And it's 5 in the morning. So
Charlotte,
all right.
Charlotte would retain the women's championship. We'd have that moment where, usually at the end of a title match, one person would be upset with the other, but we got the handshake and the hug, showing the respect between the two, which is really cool. Question is, where does Bayley go from here? We'll have to wait and
Hopefully
find.
not away.
Yeah, no. We would find out they were going to be getting Hideo Itami versus Victor, but it would end up being a 2-on-1 beatdown. The Ascension wouldn't even let the match start and would just destroy Hideo. Just
They did.
completely
They had
completely
a cool
destroyed.
elbow drop back suplex.
Yeah,
combo
their
Yeah.
new little double team move.
Ow.
We've got the follow.
Call that-
They did that. They're starting that because they realized that there's not enough small guys on the main roster to hit the fall of man on.
yeah. I'm going to start calling that new move the elbow drop.
Yeah, that's fun.
Does it look really painful?
Yeah.
And they're going to hit it to Bo Dallas someday, probably. That's where the bow comes
The
from.
elbow. Oh god. Okay. So yeah, sitting up. Obviously, what we talked about last week is that Hideo Itami can't take the Ascension on by himself.
So you have to find a partner.
Yeah. So we'll have to find out if someone steps up and helps out Hideo.
Hopefully.
Then we got the first in-ring training session for Carmella with Enzo and Cass. Enzo's messing around with her because
Sniffing her hair.
Yeah,
He's almost
Really
as rapey as
creepy.
you.
almost. Enzo.
Thanks for admitting that
Yeah.
you're more rapey than Enzo on
Well.
camera.
Well, yeah, it's on YouTube.
Must be true.
Yep. So it's YouTube. TrueTube. Never better.
I don't know. That sounds like a
But yeah, so
porn site.
he's teaching her how to lock up and everything, and he's messing with her so much that she just ends up getting pissed off, and
She drop kick him.
drop kicked him out of the
A
ring.
really low drop kick though.
Yeah.
Still drop kick though. And in true Cass and Enzo
You better
fashion,
not post that.
don't post that one. Don't worry, I won't. I don't.
But he posted it.
No, he didn't post it. He just kind of handed.
He gave it to the NXT truck.
Yeah, he's just
This is
like,
Production, yeah.
just like, here, hold my phone.
Yes. And don't look at the video of Enzo getting drop kicked out of the ring.
Yeah, don't specifically look at the file that's 2 in on the video list. If you just click left twice after hitting videos, don't look at that one.
Then we get another match for Baron Corbin. He'd be taking on.
This time he got an entrance.
Yeah, he
Awesomeness.
got his entrance. Even his jobber got a name, Mr.
Yeah.
Troy McClain, who I felt looked like this is what would happen if Steven Richards and Disco Inferno did the fusion dance.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Go back and look at the guy.
But he died.
Yeah, he didn't last anywhere longer than C.J. Parker did, and got hit with the End of Days. And that was a Baron Corbin match.
Yep.
I'm
that's
having fun watching Baron Corbin.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm.
I usually am very against people who come in and just do squash after squash
Right.
after squash. But for some reason, Baron Corbin makes this fun.
when you started off with C.J. Parker.
Yeah.
You're on a roll. Ryback, take notes.
Yeah.
When you come back to NXT and beat CJ Parker and then go back to the main roster.
And no, he has to beat Motorali first.
Up next, we get a little interview with the Legionnaires saying that they're officially challenging Cass and Enzo to the tag team match.
What's the names of the Legionnaires?
Sylvester Lafont and Marcus.
The Demon versus Scream Louis.
The demonic Lisp Louis, who still looked so angry.
And I love that he tried to get him to put on a different wig.
Yeah, the gray
Curly wig.
Yeah. Stop it. Eventually, he's just gonna turn on you and kill you.
That's the hopes.
He ain't that bad.
What?
Don't wish horrible things on Sylvester Lafont. Sylvester Lafont. So up next, we got the obviously now face vaudevillains.
With new heel theme song.
With new heel theme music. Taking on Ty Dillinger and Jason Jordan.
Their entrance was so weird with their new music, though.
Yeah, it didn't feel right. But they're obviously face.
Yeah.
Like, they were so fucking over. It was ridiculous.
They need to bring back that.
Yeah. Because they were still. It's like no one told them they got new music.
So
Yeah,
it's still
yeah.
the exact same entrance.
Yeah.
Well, and like Aiden English, instead of like doing this to the music, he was like conducting the crowd.
Yeah.
Because the crowd was chanting for him the whole time. And so that, and Simon Gotch still doing his strongman thing.
Which you can do to any kind of music.
Absolutely.
And you can hire him for bachelorette parties.
No, that's Cliff
Which he'll
Compton.
do that to any kind of music.
That's Cliff Compton.
Both of them
Also.
together.
But, yeah, they'd be taking on Ty Dillinger and Jason Jordan. This was a really good match.
Yeah.
I thought it was Jordan and Dillinger's best showing today.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this was probably the fourth time I've seen them team up. I think other than their very first match, this was probably the most impressive they've looked.
And I like how they high-fived exactly on the music cue during their entrance.
Yeah.
That was like perfect.
Yeah, that's why they've been working on it. They've been working on their entrance. They've been working on their wrestling.
Like you see, they do have the entrance ramp at the developmental center.
Yes, they do.
Yep.
Yeah, they've
Performance center.
been taking entrance classes with Triple H, maybe.
Triple, yeah. Watch like 99% of Triple H's entrances from the past 10 years. It's all on music cues.
Yeah. Triple H knows what he's doing there. But yeah, the Vaudevillains will get the win with their awesome rolling senton into the swanton.
Yeah.
Double team finish.
Which they called it the tandem bicycle.
Do they really?
Nope, made it up.
That's what
You
you
would've
would call it,
believed me.
though.
Yeah.
You wouldn't believe me.
That's good. I like it. Call it that. So yeah, I'm definitely interested to see who's up next to be facing off against the Lucha Dragons. This is
Well, it's obviously some other tag team that hasn't been relevant. Was going to be my joke.
no. You know what else is a joke? Titus O'Neil showed up at the end of that match.
That made me mad.
But then moving on, we had Hideo Itami.
Titus O'Neil makes me mad.
Let's move on to Hideo Itami because he's
I
in,
like him.
he's in the back. He
Reminds me a lot of Kenta.
I know, right? He's got some ice on his neck, trainers checking on him. And in comes his friend Funaki. Funaki, who's been helping him.
Indeed. With his English.
Yes. Yeah, talking in English. Both
Weird
of
is
them.
the only word he's learned since he met Funaki was indeed.
That's.
He also learned #1.
Yeah, he for some reason, he
SmackDown
also now,
number one. announcer.
whenever he introduces Funaki to any of his friends, he announces him as SmackDown's #1 announcer.
But Funaki was saying, saying, hey, I saw that you've been trying to take on the Ascension.
Are you crazy?
You can't do that by yourself. But I want to let you know I've got your back.
And I marked out.
Yes,
Quite a bit.
Me and Kevin were talking about this earlier. I really hope this means we get Hideo and Funaki against the Ascension, at least once.
In a pseudo Kaientai reunion.
Yeah.
That would be awesome.
Kenta Michinoku
It's
and Funaki.
So then we get Bailey talking in the back to Devin, I think is her name. She's the announcer.
Other girl.
She's the announcer that I don't like, because she sounds like she's reading her interview off the script. She's back there. She's asking Bailey. This is the second time that you haven't been able to get the women's championship. How you feeling? And she talks about how it doesn't matter. Yeah, she lost, but there's little girls that look up to me. If I give up, then they give up. So I'm gonna make sure that I keep fighting.
No, we're blam!
Wow! And then she got attacked by Sasha Banks, and you are not nearly as pretty as Sasha Banks. Just saying. Sorry, Sasha.
Alright,
Banks.
well, you're nowhere near as cute as Bailey, so there.
Yeah, I'm well aware. Sasha would let Bailey know that she is the head boss in charge, and she's going to be the one that's going to be getting the
She's
next.
the baddest boss
Which-
in NXT.
Yeah.
Which Bailey was sitting there thinking, like, no one said you weren't.
Yeah, what?
I've never argued this point with you before.
Yeah. So now I guess they're still kind of working towards that triple threat.
Yeah.
I guess.
Which we'll have to see how that plays out. I also wouldn't mind seeing Sasha versus Charlotte just one-on-one.
Yeah.
But I feel like after that, it's going to be another Sasha versus Bailey first.
Right.
Which I'm okay with because they have good in-ring
Yeah.
chemistry.
So then we get our main event where we get Tyson Kidd getting his last chance at Adrian Neville for the NXT Championship. If Tyson doesn't win this, he will never get another match against Adrian Neville as long as Neville is champion. This was a match that was asked by Natty from William Regal saying, hey, give Tyson one more shot.
What's all he
Which-
needs, according to him.
Yeah, which is probably that probably screwed him over because that's why Regal's like, okay, he gets another shot, but it's his last shot.
Yeah.
Had he just earned his shot, that stipulation wouldn't have been thrown on there, and Tyson Kidd can earn a shot because he's Tyson freaking Kidd.
Exactly.
So that's probably why he's pissed off at Natty and doesn't care about what she's doing right now.
But this crowd was very pro-Tyson.
Yeah.
Which I feel like the heel turn for Adrian Neville is definitely starting to work in favor of that, but it was putting the crowd on Tyson's side.
I feel like you've said this before.
No.
Deja vu moment, I think. I started zoning out during this match because I felt like the crowd was dead.
They
The crowd was
know.
really.
I mean,
I'm wondering if this was maybe getting towards the end of this set of tapings.
yeah.
Because the crowd, there were spatters of like some chants here and there, but I felt like they were just like obligatory. We're here, so we're gonna chant something.
Well, I think it was almost like going back to Takeover. It was just I felt like there was an uncertain excitement for this match because they were chanting things that made sense with the match itself and the network and everything like that, but they were also kind of confused.
Figure though they got the $9.99 chant.
Yeah.
Well, that's it. I feel like in NXT that's like, hey, pay your $9.99 so you can see NXT.
Yeah, I don't know. I just felt like the crowd not being interested in it, or the way that it seemed to me, made me disinterested in the match, despite the fact that I watched the whole thing.
Yeah. I was interested in the whole match myself.
I didn't pay a lot of attention for non-wrestling related reasons, but because my girlfriend was over and she sprained her spine at work.
Ouch.
So I was taking care of her.
So yeah, the match itself was interesting because you have Titus O'Neil out there at the front row.
Boo.
No one's really sure what his whole deal is, but he's got a ticket.
I don't know what his deal is. He's stupid.
But then there were so many times, especially towards the end of the match. We know that there were so many times towards the end of the match that I thought Tyson Kidd was gonna take the title.
Yeah, I didn't think he was gonna take the title. I didn't think it was gonna happen. And then Neville went to the outside, and Titus O'Neil grabbed him and yanked him to the ground, and immediately went, "Oh crap! They're gonna give the fucking championship to Tyson Kidd all of a sudden."
Yeah,
what?
It was
and then Zayn sped down the ramp and kicked Titus O'Neil over the guardrail.
Yeah, the haluva kick, just
right
in the face.
I did see that part.
And then I was like, "Oh, I don't know what's gonna happen." And then Zayn started like rooting for Neville to get up.
Like, come on, man, you got. He's almost at 10. You gotta get up.
And then in my head, I imagined that Zayn picks Neville up and throws him into the ring while he's still like wobbly from getting bumped by Titus, and then Kid would get a really easy title win that way.
Yeah.
By putting him in the sharpshooter again. And I was like, oh crap, Zayn is gonna screw Neville over out of the freaking title. Didn't happen.
No. But yeah, so Neville gets back up like right at the end of the 10 count. Tyson right back in charge, puts him up on the top rope. You're like, okay, I know where this is going.
Yeah. As soon as that happened, that became just way too predictable.
I think there was actually some people in the crowd that went, oh, like they knew what was gonna happen. Neville.
A large percentage of them went, aww.
Neville ends up turning it into the front suplex. He flips over, hits him with the red arrow. But now we have, now Tyson doesn't get a match anymore. But now Titus is getting involved in all this stuff. We've got the
Zayn keeps kicking him in the mouth.
We've already got the issues between Neville and Zayn. So where the fuck is this gonna go?
Yeah, and I like that it was not until like they forgot until almost right after they went off the air, or right before they went off the air, to have the ring announcer announce that Tyson Kidd doesn't get any more title shots.
Yeah,
it was like it almost felt like they were.
It's like
they started to fade out, and they're like, nope, wait a minute. And Tyson Kidd does not get any more title shots as long as Adrian Neville is a champion.
Yeah,
and then they went away.
I felt like that wasn't something that they needed to say. I feel like if you were watching the match, you knew why Tyson was getting the match.
Well,
I'm thinking maybe there's some people that were there at the TV tapings that wouldn't have known that.
Okay.
Well, no, that's what it was, is that they didn't need to say it, but the announcer really just wanted to rub it in. So right before...
She's really good friends with Natty.
Yeah, so right before they cut to black.
It's messed up, JoJo. Not cool.
I thought it was really cool, JoJo.
Yeah. Anyway, that's it for NXT. A really good show. Rounding out the midweek really well. The midweek was probably the strongest point of the week for me because I really like main event. I really liked NXT. So we are going to be moving on If you want to click back to any of the other videos we did, you can check. Dude, stop biting me. You can check out all the videos over on the playlist. That's over on the other side of Kevin Hawk. But up next, speaking of Kevin Hawk,
Hi, playlist.
he is going to be picking the next person in who, instead of Brock Lesnar, should have ended the streak. And after that,
Yeah, that's right. I'm gonna pick who should have beaten the what?